And we are live on YouTube. All right. Mac,
Do I have
it's
that
your
open?
show. You
Okay, well,
created this.
yeah. So I mean,
You're the master. of it.
welcome back,
That's fine.
everybody,
Yeah.
to episode 25 of the Panther Airsoft Folding Table Talk. Still working on that name. Yeah, we're back here with episode 25. Today's episode is kind of like just one of those like nice and easy filler episodes to take us through. And we just kind of had like a broad ranging topic that I thought of real quick to just kind of like skim together. And obviously, I know we've touched on it before, but winter is coming. So, that being said, a lot of things come with that. The cold weather being one of them, and especially with just like the climate of the entire world right now. So
Yep.
we're all dealing with it the best we can. And this is a new one for everybody, like dealing with this also with the Christmas season coming up, and holidays, to be with family is a time to, or the holidays are a time to be with family. So now all of a sudden it's like what are we doing like with these corona laws and everything and social distancing and such. But yeah, can we address the issue too in the room that we did have
What's the issue?
What's the issue?
about yesterday?
Nothing happened yesterday.
Why we're doing it live today?
Yeah, like I just
Okay.
want everyone to know that we
hold
straight up
on,
had
but before you do that, I'm just gonna do this. Go on.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
go on,
All I
Mike.
have is water, but I will join. So just to let anyone know, basically the reason that this is happening live again, and not that we didn't enjoy it and everything, so we do enjoy that. But we basically had a Joe Rogan moment. We did the entire podcast yesterday. We had this exact, or not exact, but I mean things are different now. But we had
Joe
this
Rogan did. Okay, let's
we
just
had this
leave it at
conversation
that. Leave it
yesterday,
at
and we
that.
didn't have our audio recorded or something like that.
Yeah, your tech guy here. That's why I'm taking a drink here.
It's okay.
Forgot to activate one of the audios, which is basically you guys. So it's just me, the entire video, talking to myself, and you guys are just mouthing off with no audio. And I'm like, oh my god.
And not that everyone wouldn't want to watch that. No, there's no.
No.
Not
Okay. Unless there was like MXC style subtitles, but even then, I don't.
No.
Okay,
But anyway,
so
we're
moving
back.
on, guys. Yeah. So episode 25, we're talking about winter. Winter is coming.
Before we do that, let's hit some formats here. So do we have any updates from our last podcast? So actually, what did you guys end up buying for Black Friday stuff?
Mac, you can go ahead first.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I didn't really get anything airsoft specific. I did manage to grab some like pretty cool deals online and a bit of stuff in store. Just because I went to Mark's work warehouse, I need stuff for work. I work outside. It is cold. This will be a topic that I touch on regularly. Because a lot of people really just don't understand what it's like to be outside for a prolonged amount of time.
And you work outside too, right?
All day.
Yeah.
All day. Like I am outside right now in the winter from sunup to sundown. It's
damn. So you see the sun come up and then you see the sun come down, like their entire
only when there are days where there is a sun. Other days there is so much water falling out of the sky. You try not to look up.
My goodness, guys, we're getting depressing here.
Okay, sorry. Winter is coming.
Yeah.
So look, he's coming.
All right, we were talking about what you got. So you just got a lot of workload stuff. What about you, Tak?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I kind of took advantage more of like grabbing some airsoft parts and stuff like that. I saw a couple deals that I couldn't say no to.
So after us going through all the deals, you ended up buying some?
Maybe.
So that entire live segment, you were just hitting the add cart and buy button, weren't you?
I feel attacked now, but that's quite possible. That's quite possible.
Thanks to our audience for giving us some good links.
Yeah. No doubt. I definitely snagged myself.
Did you buy anything locally or anything like that?
There was nothing that I wanted locally, like there were gears that I could have gotten, like the Prometheus gears and stuff like that from Trigger and stuff, but I've read so many reviews online of them being too soft and stuff, and I'm not when I'm ready to test for something like that,
Yep.
I'll buy them, kind of thing, and wait, throw away my money, see how it is, and see if it's exactly what everyone else says, or if it's just really bad with how their setup was. But you know, I went with some of the other stuff that I could have gotten, like SHS stuff online and
Did you get a
whatnot.
gun or anything like that?
No,
No?
no, I can't do that.
What are you talking about? Didn't you get a pistol or something?
What? It's
Mac,
what?
you're muted.
Are you talking about this Wii
Sorry,
Mark
guys.
III
There
Browning
we
high
go. I
power?
was gonna say, I get you this gun, and he's all like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So what is it? Was it on like a deal or something, or like?
no, it's
Uh,
just like I think it was like a newly launched, or I mean, they've been talking about it forever.
mhm.
Is that a
So
Browning high power?
Damn it. Okay, I did it.
you did it.
Okay,
Did it
hold
break
on, hold on,
already?
hold on.
Boy, that is
Hold
the
on.
WE
Okay,
Browning
there,
High
I-
Power
there,
Mark
there.
III.
Ah,
So
interesting.
this thing's really nice.
It's
gonna
not.
help.
Stop lying.
Okay, it's nice for what we're trying to do. Okay, you know what
It's
I
for
mean?
looks.
That's exactly what it is. It's for looks.
Airsoft is 90% looks. Let's
Yeah.
not ever kid
Yeah.
ourselves, everybody.
Well, until I hear different from like CAF updates on what they have for pistols and stuff like that, that's what we have.
Mm.
That's what we're using.
Yeah, as far as for me, I didn't really get anything in terms of Black Friday sales stuff.
Mhm.
I just got gifts. That's about it. Honestly, like I think everyone's strained for cash for a lot of the because of the current event stuff. But either way, I didn't really get much. There wasn't really a good deal for electronics as well, so I didn't bother getting a lot of things. But other than that, let's continue on here. Anything happening at the field for you two, or for the field, anyways?
I was there only for one day. I was there for the Saturdays. There wasn't much, very going on and stuff like that. I don't know about you, Mac. Was there very much going on for the weekend?
So it's nice to still see a lot of the regulars and everything like that. Everyone again like being mindful of this like whole situation that like everybody is facing. Like nobody's dealing with this alone. So it was nice to see a lot more masks. People wearing masks indoors. I mean, there is a very limited space when it comes to indoor at Panther anyway. With us being just such a large field, it is easy for us to maintain social distancing rules and everything like that, so it's helpful that way. It's always still nice to see all the people. I got some more work done in the shop and stuff, so apologies to anyone who's been around, or a couple of people were looking for tech work and stuff like that, and I am not the tech, I'm just his brother. uh, so other than that, it's nice to be able to keep just trucking through, and everyone's just gonna kind of play this by ear the best we can.
Okay. So not much. Isn't there like a movie set that's also running at the field too? Do you know if it's running over for this weekend?
I did not reach out and get an answer for that. I'll send a text off here and
Okay, that's
see
fine.
if we can get an answer mid. But
Bottom line,
yeah,
yeah, don't mess around with the movie set
there
stuff. Also the parking stuff. Make sure you park at the designated parking spots.
Oh yeah, reminder. Don't park in staff parking
There you go. Yeah.
or by staff parking or in the middle of, I
the
don't know,
roadway.
the whole parking lot
Yeah.
where
Isn't there
people
like a
need to get
designated
through.
roadway that gets you through, like a drop-off zone, and then you could make a U-turn
apparently,
and go back, right?
apparently not.
Uh,
Apparently not.
Yeah. Okay. So sometimes it does get mistaken, but yes, it is. If there are any questions ever, if you ever look at your car and think, "Am I allowed to park here?" Just ask, because if you think that question for even a second,
It's a no.
most likely you cannot park there.
Okay.
Let's
So
read some
then.
of the comments here. Just finished Christmas decorating from Rod Watson. Shout out to blank. Okay. Hello. Cold weather gear's nice. Yes, it's a good purchase. Christmas ghillie suit season. How? Do you just put lights on yourself too, and like?
I hope
guess?
it's just like the bell decoration. That would
Oh
be
really?
cool.
Because I was
Tony,
just saying,
is that Tony?
didn't.
Yeah.
Tony, I want to see
Yeah.
that. I want to see that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying,
From
didn't
afar,
someone
but
do
I wanna
that
see that.
last year where they had I think it was Prairie Dog actually who did it. Wasn't really a ghillie suit, but I would classify it as a Christmas ghillie suit, considering it was like lights and
Did
very
it have
Christmassy.
tree fixtures?
I honestly I can't remember. I think maybe he had them on his gun, maybe had something on his shoulder or
Okay, so
something.
he was a Christmas tree. There's no way
See,
around it.
yeah,
I
exactly.
am
I'm
waiting for
actually
someone to
excited to see
actually,
what those two come
yeah.
up with. I hope they always
I want to see an
they always
actual
hit it.
Christmas tree at the field. Come on, Prairie Dog. You know you want that video.
Oh, I was gonna say, boy, I got you.
What?
Mhm.
Oh, just T-pose at the field.
Tifa,
No,
yeah.
Hmm. Anyways, moving on. So, Mac, why this topic? Why winter is coming? I get that it's December.
Well, yeah. So we're rolling into December here. It's dark after probably about 3 o'clock now. Like,
Mhm.
it does get like, even though there is still like light and you can see relatively clearly, all of a sudden getting like playing airsoft, especially with white BBs,
Yeah.
gets very difficult and stuff like that. And then also playing from that shift of like playing like, we've been fortunate and we've had some really nice days, and it's awesome because you have the sun out and everything like that, and you're running around, you're having a great time. But the reason I wanted to readdress this topic and just kind of like really just get it in people's heads is because of the numbers of people I saw this weekend where it was just not prepared for the kind of situation that they were putting themselves in, right? And
Last weekend.
yeah, last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, yeah, Tack, you were there with me Saturday, but
Mm,
then I was there Sunday. So I mean,
yeah.
both days I
Was it
saw.
even worse on Sunday? Because like I agree,
Um,
on Saturday there were a couple, probably some of the younger guys, didn't
mm,
look like they were very properly just maybe some of the older guys too. I saw that they were sweating really, really hard, and then they had
mm,
to stop because
So what
they
you're
didn't have
telling me
change
is
clothes.
we did a segment on the fall weather where
yes.
it was getting cold, but
Mm,
now we're changing gears to it is cold,
yeah, like,
It is.
yeah.
and you
Yes.
need to wear proper gear like that.
Well,
Mm.
exactly. And like,
All right.
when you're coming out and you're playing outdoor airsoft, like, y- like like be realistic, right? Like, you are playing outdoors, especially at Panther. For the people that have been there before, it's like,
Mhm.
that whether we had rain during the week or whether we haven't had rain, like, it's all of it is going to affect the areas out on the field and everything like that. So it always just makes me face palm so hard when I see people show up in like Nike free runners or like
Hey, no,
I was gonna say the one time Tack played in those, he regretted it. Like,
bad
one
idea,
game
bad
out,
idea.
he comes out and I don't even know why I'm playing today.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Not a bad time.
exactly. So I just really want to hound in people on like kind of like the basic essentials and stuff like that
Yep.
of like what they should be bringing and stuff, because it's always the simple things and it's always the things that they think that they don't need or the things that they have, and then all of a sudden it's like like, okay, so you're wearing your combat BDU or something. Oh, I'll be fine in this all day. Sure, you're fine in it
That's
all
one
day.
layer.
Yeah, that I
Oh,
was just
boy,
gonna
no,
say, like,
no,
you play
yeah,
in that and
well,
you play hard. Maybe you're a warm guy, or all of a sudden the sun's gone and there's absolutely no more heat
So
coming down to this planet. Like,
just for a
you know,
note, the sun hitting you is not enough to warm you up now, especially at the winter solstice area where the sun's so low.
yeah, but
It's
that's what I'm
already
talking
it's
about.
already
Yeah,
hitting the
run.
trees at that point, and if it does hit you,
mhm.
you're not getting a lot of warmth out of it.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
just
And
that one
then
layer, you're sweating on it, especially with that what is it, like it's cotton base or whatever. It like the sweat's gonna stick to you, and then when you hit that that shadowed area under the tree, it's gonna get cold, and you get a little bit of wind. 0 degrees doesn't.
0 degrees doesn't feel good, man.
Nope.
no,
It
well,
just
I mean,
zaps your energy right away.
and that's the thing too that like a lot of people have like the arguments about too, where it's just like our weather versus like other places' weather. It's like the West Coast has like just that bone chilling cold, Like,
Yeah.
it could save like 10 degrees on the thermometer, and all of a sudden you get like that gust of wind, and that cold goes through every single layer you have, and you're just
Yeah.
like
So
why
Air
are you
Max is
lying to me?
saying winter equals a lot of rain. Agreed. That is.
100%.
And
100%.
Jake Sully saying overdressing is bad. Running equals sweating. Sweating equals cold. Okay, so
True.
This is
hit.
true. This is
It's
true.
true. Yes,
Being able to pace
overdressing is
yourself
too much.
is important
Mhm.
as well.
Get,
But
Because
but you got to get proper gear
okay,
yes,
because
that is true.
Yeah, go
Well, it's
ahead,
not even
Mac.
that. It's just it's not even proper gear or anything like that. It's more along the line, like, because I totally understand what Jake said. Like, you don't want to wear like 6 sweaters, all of a sudden run around, and then guess what?
Mhm.
You soaked all 6 sweaters from the inside, not the outside. So my only thing to that is you would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? It's always easier to take a layer off, keep it in the car, have a change of clothes than to like layer up and like, yeah, because I'm not telling you to wear 6 sweaters, please. Like, I've tried, it's not fun. So
You got to layer
yeah.
properly. You got to have your base layer. You know, you get your sports base layer. That basically keeps, you know, sweat that comes out of your body away from your skin and transport it, you know, further away from you. And then you got your mid layers, which is basically like a fleece, you know, something breathable. And yeah, I agree. Arc'teryx.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
no,
just gonna
I
say,
was
I'm
just
looking
gonna
at his comment right
if it's
now.
I
raining,
just saw it right
if it's
there.
raining, you need a windbreaker. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that third layer is going to be an Arc'teryx. I mean,
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, Arc'teryx, you ever heard of it? It's real
Yeah.
expensive.
Hey man, they had some great sales on at Black Friday.
yo,
Oh, they
I
did.
read up. I read
Yeah.
up on the Vancouver Sea Bus. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh man, Cbus memes gets me every
hmm
time. I just die.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
What a
wearing
flex,
wearing proper
Canadian.
gear for the cold is quintessential to playing at Panther because
Mhm.
you're gonna have a not fun time, especially when you're freezing out there with
Yeah,
just one
and the
layer.
terrain. Yeah, and the terrain changes too. Like it
Yeah.
comes with it. Like for instance, like Mac was saying, like when it came to the footwear and stuff like that, where you could slip. The same applies to where, let's say some of those really muddy tracks didn't change, over the course of, the season changing coming up and stuff like that. So let's say that it gets really really cold, and then they freeze. Next thing you know, it's like a huge tripping hazard, or sorry, poi, but
Yep.
ankles.
Yep.
Yeah,
I feel
I
it.
And
know.
and I'm not joking when I say this because it's happened to me, right? Because last year I was running around, and just before I got hurt and stuff like that, it's very easy for you to trip over and stuff like that, and fall flat on your face, right? And you want to avoid stuff like that,
See,
so you
you
got to be
guys are
careful.
totally missing the whole point of this, right? And I love the fact that Rod just pointed it out. Hi, Rod. Thank you. Okay. Just don't run. It's in the rules. We say it every morning. Okay. There is no running, no flying, no jumping, no diving, no dolphin dolphin diving. That's what it is, right?
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Elliot's speech is just always made. And then yeah, we finally had to add in like, no ninja crap, but whatever. This still happens.
Yep.
Mhm.
As far as we're talking about terrain and weather-wise,
Mhm.
um, that also changes the gameplay aspect of it because
Mhm.
when you start to get into snow type weather, right, we're not just talking about like the regular frozen sort of solid ground, and you think
Mm,
that mud area is gonna be soft, but it's frozen. We're talking about what you're talking about here is snow soft,
Yeah,
right?
I
So
believe so. Yeah.
the very rare.
they're
Mhm.
very rare, yes. But also, we just had we did have a note there saying, Environment Canada saying that it's gonna call for a colder and snowy winter for the Lower Mainland.
Uh, I'll be waiting to
Um.
see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
same here.
I'm outside, so I'll let you guys know.
But
Like first,
we might get some pretty good snow
Mhm.
scape for the weekends. You know,
Yeah,
it's
well, that would be
and
cool.
that's when you want to bring out your snow ghillie, your snow camo.
Mhm.
Actually, let me pull some up here. Yeah, you guys can talk about what kind of different gameplay we're looking at here
Well,
when it comes to that.
well, I know that like a lot of people are really into the sliding and stuff like that, and it's harder to do, I guess, in the springtime and the summertime and stuff like that because it's muddy and you can get really really dirty and stuff like that. With the snow, you're capable of doing that without getting as dirty and stuff like that, and it's
Yeah, it
looks cool.
totally
Looks cool.
changes. It totally changes from like,
Yeah.
dead, not dead trees, but like, like just brown trees to brown
Mhm.
ground and,
Mhm.
to like all white. And then all your
Yeah.
camos start to change because now you're mixing in like your greens and your,
Yeah.
what is that? Like your browns all together. And then,
The
What?
co- the color
Yeah.
palette has such
Exactly.
extremes because of the white, right? And
yeah.
Mhm.
compared to now all the colors that are naturally there. So
Mhm.
yeah, it makes for some really cool shots like we're watching right now. Like, oh,
Mhm.
Oh, is
those
that
are
you
just really
guys?
great.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
when,
really good
is
memories.
that when you used to be able to run? Look at that.
That was when we played.
Yeah. Long time
This
ago.
was a long time ago.
Not even.
So when did
But,
this happen? This was like December or February?
I
February, right?
think, yeah, this was February of 2019, I think.
Yeah, that's a little bit of dusting there of snow. That's pretty good.
It was a really cool day.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
it's still coming down. You could tell because your helmet and stuff is like filled in with nice puff of snow there. Oh, I miss
Mhm.
this guy.
That day was still snowing. you
Look at
know.
our hometown hero. Miss that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Got him power slide there too.
Oh, dude, yeah, he was epic.
Yeah. So with that, you get pretty cool camo patterns, and what were we talking about? When your biggest sort of figure that you can see is your gun. So if you're using a black gun, you're basically that's like a clear dead giveaway. So camoing your gun. Let's see an example here. Is
Well,
probably
it definitely stands out when you look at the
yeah.
photos. Like as much as like everything else sort of blends in a little bit better, or like your profile looks a little bit more broken up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like your gun definitely stands out looking at all of those photos, right?
Yeah, but if you
And
break it up with like strips of like tape, white tape like that, it
Mhm.
does break up the gun, especially when you're looking at it from like a distance. You can see that,
Mhm,
Oh yeah,
right?
like
It
just
almost starts to disappear.
mhm.
anything to break up that solid mass, because that solid black rifle is
Yeah.
just so identifiable, especially in the snow. Like,
Well,
it,
just looking at that setup right now, if you go back to that AK setup, right?
Yeah.
Like that right there is simple and effective. Like it's like all it is. I'm pretty sure that's hockey tape, right? It's like white
Yeah, no,
hockey
it's
tape.
just
I'm pretty sure.
regular gaff tape probably.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but it's just, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
White tape
exactly. And looking
breaking
at
up
it,
that
it's enough.
silhouette.
It's enough to make you, kind of look and be like, wait, what? Or
yeah,
not recognize
versus
it at first.
the big PKM here, right? Like you
Mhm.
can see that's
Oh, you'll
the
see that.
silhouette of the
Oh,
gun.
he
Yeah.
wants to be seen.
Yeah.
It's a PKM, okay? You
Yeah.
don't just run around with those for no reason.
Here's
Yeah.
another one here where I'm in full camo, and I'm just using a regular black gun. I didn't camo it or anything, right?
Mhm.
So you can see there, like you
Well,
can see the profile of the gun right away.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. In
Yeah.
contrast to just everything else.
But
and
I'm
stuff like that.
using like
Like
a
you
snow
blend in pretty
camo.
well with
Yeah,
her. Yeah.
snow camo on top of my gear, so I blend in well. It's just you can see the floating gun at that point.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I
I was
noticed the gun, and then there's like, oh, there's Poi.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna ask, what kind of snow camo is that? That looks pretty good.
It's actually pretty cheap. It's a painter's camo. Or
Oh,
not
is it
camo.
like
It's just a
what is
painter's
it?
coverall.
Painted
Is it-
coveralls, like
Yeah.
a Tyvek suit or something.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's actually really smart.
Okay.
Yeah, it
All right,
works.
all right.
It
That's
works.
Oh,
how
dude, it
so
works
how much
great.
are
It
how
breaks
much
my
are the, like,
silhouette.
what, $15 or something?
Yeah,
like
they're
that?
like $10 to $15. So if you're looking for
Okay.
a cheap snow camo, now everybody's gonna buy it when it snows.
Hey, it's not a bad idea,
No.
and not gonna lie, it would be
Yeah.
annoying and interesting at the same time.
So here is full, like if you got multicam and solid black and no camo and tan, this is what it looks like in the snow. Right? It like you're a solid figure, a human figure right away because everyone can see you. So you can see like snow camo does make a huge difference.
Yeah, looking at that, yeah, definitely.
Well, just changing up the color palette, because it's like you got to remember, right? Like that right there, if there was no snow on the ground, would be really effective camo, right? You've got black, but you're breaking it up with your multicam, whatever silhouette that you're running. He's got a tan helmet. Like from that aspect, it's going to be good. But
Yeah.
now you've thrown in just an enormous amount of white, like just a shade of white. And it's like no matter what they have done right now for their normal wear, it's like it's not enough to counterbalance just how much they're going to pop.
Yeah. And let's look at this last one. This is me and Dayton's photo shoot here. This is Dayton
that's
actually
nice.
purchased or not purchased. He was given an actual like sniper camo
Yeah.
that
So
he could
does
use.
that include the veil?
Yeah, that
thing
includes the
that he has
veil.
as well?
That includes the suit that he's wearing, and yeah, with just his regular stock gun there, it's
That actually
not
looks pretty
bad.
cool.
Yeah,
Although I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty fluffy.
Yeah.
If there was a word for it.
yeah.
You're looking thick, boy.
But you can see here, like for him, it breaks up the silhouette right away of like a human figure, and
Well,
then
so
for
is
me
that
there,
you compared to him right now?
yeah,
like-
that's me compared to him.
You can barely see him.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. Okay. All right. That's some pretty effective cam. Although again, that's terrain dependent and depends on the snowfall and everything like that to be effective to that degree, right?
Yeah, it's
And well,
just
okay, so and to just like interject on like the snow fun because it's like, oh, I totally love it. I look forward to it. I've gotten
Mhm.
to play in it twice. It's great. Um,
Okay,
the
well,
only thing for it is that it's very rare, so it's like keep
mhm,
that in the back of your trunk, man. Like
yeah,
have that
yeah,
ready to go
yeah.
because
yeah.
I know from past experiences, and I'm sure they dropped that weather link there for whatever they're forecasting this year. You guys got to remember, okay, weathermen are the only people that get paid, even if they're wrong, and most of the time they're wrong. Um, so
Just
you
keep an
know,
eye out for what is it, Hazelmere Golf Course
Hazelmere
weather
Golf
station.
Course has the
Mhm.
weather station.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
a
But
little.
that being said, right, is like we get a lot of rain.
So you
Yeah,
So
get that snow, and then
so I know
on
everyone's hopeful.
midweek you get that
true.
snow, and then
Yeah,
as the week comes by, you're like, oh man, Saturday I'm gonna get my stuff ready. You come here, it's raining.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Before like you get yourself disappointed, set your bar a little lower.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, Poi, is that
Yep.
your GBVR that you're using?
No, it is not actually. It's an
Ha.
AEG. Why would I use a GBBR in the
Mm.
winter?
Hey, I don't know, you're a GBV guy. I'm just saying.
I actually use a GBBR once in wintertime. Not
Yeah.
fun. Not fun.
No, it works for 2 shots.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
someone said something very, very appropriate to the situation. Air Max, thank you. Yep. Snowballs instead of grenades. Call your hits. I
I
will
w-
allow this.
I would say yes, although it would be like the same rules on the playground. You wouldn't know what's inside while
I
you're
know,
making the
I know,
snowball.
I know, I know. We gotta, yeah.
Unless everyone's wearing those dye masks, in which case then I think that's okay.
So there you go.
Snowball,
Get
yeah.
yourself excited for snow days. There was that one time when a freak blizzard came out of nowhere at Panther. That was
Yo,
amazing because I was the
yeah.
only like we were playing for a couple of games in city. It was
Hmm.
totally like
We had this
visibility was like
song.
10 foot in front, and you can't see anybody
Yeah,
else beyond city, and you're like, what? So you're just
yeah.
walking
How
out.
do
All
you
you're hearing
even
is just like crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
It's like there's no
how do you even
point sneaking around and stuff because you're still gonna hear them crunch the snow. Well, depending on how
well
soft it is or how hard it is.
at that point speed's the name of the game, but snow really like changes the game dynamic because it's like you're not trying to be quiet anymore, but it's like you
You
can't
try.
go fast
You
because
can be
you'll slip.
quiet, but you can't,
Well, not I mean, yeah,
right?
but
Because
you
it's like Poi saying crunch, crunch, right? Like
No,
people
no,
who
no.
try to
It,
sneak
it
in the
it it
snow.
depends on like how compact or hard the snow is. If it's still
True,
fluffy, you're not gonna hear
true.
them. And
Well, I think the key to that is you kick it. You don't actually make a step. You know what I mean? Like you
but like snow has a way of muffling sound from a distance. So when
that
you get that
this is
small
very
game,
true.
when you get that small
Yeah.
game of like, like 10 on 10
Hmm.
and you got the entire field, all
Hmm.
you hear is just like either wind or tree snapping,
Yeah.
and you're just like freaking out because you're like, did someone snap a tree over there or something? Someone moving around, because you don't hear anything until it is immediately close to you.
Hmm. Although I will say this, like HPA guns with that get themselves like all suited up to be like for being quiet and stuff like that. You're right. You'll barely hear them, even less than you can in the summertime and stuff like that because of the muffling of the snow and stuff like that. So that's even worse. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've had shots where someone had a spring sniper and it just passes by me. You literally hear that BB just go, and you're like, oh,
GIABGG.
yeah,
Yeah.
run.
okay. So I know we're stoking everyone's like dreams and stuff, and I really hope we have a good winter
Yeah,
this year, and that's why we are rolling into this topic. But we do need everyone to understand that we are more likely to get rain more than anything.
sadly.
Um, Yeah, so that's the reality. One of the things I know I wanted to bring back up just from our conversation yesterday was some really good advice. TAC, how do people take care of their AEGs in the
Mhm.
in this like wet weather? Because I know we've had a bunch of the younger players and stuff like that have some problems and issues with just like like moisture getting into their guns and stuff. And you got to remember these are electric. So
Yeah.
yeah, TAC, what do we
Uh,
do
w-
to?
well, to the whole thing about moisture getting in and stuff like that, you can't really do too much if there's like a lot of condensation in the air and stuff like that. But the best way to mitigate it is make sure you keep your thing like either wrapped up, sometimes you can just wrap a schmog around it and stuff like that. And you can get some of those white ones and then boom, right there, you got some sort of camo going on and stuff like that. You could make sure to wipe it down every game and stuff like that. You could not be one of those guys that has a skeletonized gun, with holes in it all over the place and playing in the middle of the rain. You could also not do that. Yeah, well, hey, people were doing it. I saw that and I was just like, I can't help you. Like,
Is this
one
is
guy
this when
comes
you
in.
tell speed softers to pack up and don't play for the season?
Speed softers usually use
No,
HPA, so
no,
they're actually
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Okay.
they're good to go. Yeah. No, but again, so it's just like, yeah, making sure you take care of cleaning and stuff. Like, you want to be careful with your batteries and stuff like that. You don't want those to get shorted out and stuff. I see people with a really bad habit of leaving stuff out on tables, like uncovered and stuff like that, and that's another big, no and stuff like that. And if you don't wipe your stuff down, a lot of stuff can rust, and that makes it one harder to maintain. Although some people want to look for like a worn look and stuff like that, you can go for that. But like you don't want rust in like any of your body pins and stuff like that because it just makes it harder to work on
I
and
got a few
whatnot.
guns that have rust on it because they sat in the
That's
rain.
just because they're so old, Poi.
Ooh, direct attack on my age. Gotcha.
I was gonna say like that Bolt AEG. Yeah, you put that
Yeah,
one through. Like
and
you put that
Still
one through.
works.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
Also, going back to the batteries, do recommend people to pick up, one of these fireproof
Well,
lipo guards.
it's not even a recommendation. Like at this point, it's more like you
Yeah.
should. And like stores, like I get it, they cost extra money and stuff like that, but I don't think it's right to sell someone a lipo without it. Like,
Without a lipo
yeah,
guard.
like
Yeah.
honestly, I think stores should have some sort of kit available for first timers where they have a, something like that with the batteries at
Yeah.
a little bit of
Especially
a
with the
discount or
what you're
thing like
saying
that.
there is leaving it on the table out in the
Yeah.
element, right? A little bit of water or condensation into the battery chemistry in those things just blows
Well,
it
no,
Yeah.
up.
Well, your stock's going up.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that too, right? Like you can have a battery explode on the table. You can have something happen inside your stock and stuff like that. You got to be, careful, that entire time. So, uh,
Yeah. As far as like you're saying their snow soft and preparation goes, um, it will rain most of the time. So if you're thinking that it's gonna be snowing, it's gonna be raining. So always
mhm,
come prepared to the field. We were
yeah,
talking about in the fall time where you always bring extra clothes and stuff. Yeah, this is a must for when you're coming at the field at
This
this
is
time.
must now. Yeah.
Yeah, get that
mhm,
extra jacket, get that extra fleece, get that
mhm.
extra flannel jacket, whatever.
Yeah, and
And
I actually, sorry to go back to the batteries thing because I was just remembering something too. Is like with people's expectations when it's playing in the wintertime and stuff like that. Like your
Yes.
batteries are
Yes.
going to be
Yes.
affected. Like the guys who aren't going to be affected really are like the HPA guys because there's guys who just run off of just the straight HPA tank and stuff like that, so they don't have a battery involved. So they don't have that big of a problem. You got guys who run with the smaller batteries or just the battery, and all that does is just you know activates the solenoid and stuff like that, which uses really little amounts of electricity and whatnot. So they'll have that advantage. While with the AGs and stuff like that, you'll be going through your batteries like crazy because the cold directly affects that, and it's even worse when they'll affect your nickel metal hydride ones a lot. They'll get sucked dry and stuff like that, and you'll have to charge them up a lot and stuff like that. But they're even worse for like your lipos because it's easier to end up, miss discharging them and stuff like that and ruining your cells. And then next thing you know, that's another. I'm assuming most people pay like $45, I guess, for their batteries and whatnot. So if you're going through one of those like every time you're playing out in like the elements and stuff like that, I don't think that's a very wise investment and smart play style. So definitely look into that and take care of that.
ugh, yep. Batteries important.
Mm.
Expensive.
Expensive too.
They can get expensive, so that's one of the things where like especially tax like giving his advice there is like it's one of the smartest things like making like because I know a lot of people have this feeling that they buy like that generic kind of smart charger and then they plug their battery in and then they plugged it in all night, and oh yeah, it was green and everything like that. And then they start playing, and all of a sudden, like one game in or whatever with excessive full auto, all of a sudden it's all like, oh, my battery's dead, and I don't understand. Well, it's like, well, what they fail to understand is that they drained their entire battery the
Mhm.
previous time or whatever, or maybe this is one of the most common things is they leave their battery plugged
Yeah.
in.
At this
Oh, in
point,
their gun.
at
Yeah.
this point, we
Mhm.
might as well like we're probably gonna dive like really deep into battery stuff, but we could have an entire segment on batteries alone.
Oh
We
yeah,
could.
yeah.
We could. We
Yeah.
could.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
let's switch gears here. Now
Mhm.
we have we've been talking about people coming out and playing in the cold and
Mhm.
getting ready, getting prepared, what to expect. What about for people that don't airsoft at this season? It's time to pack up. It's time to hide it away. It's time to bring out the Christmas stuff. It's time, to celebrate with family. Maybe, the holiday season brings out more time for you to play. That's cool. What about for the other people? They pack in their gear, put it in
Mhm.
storage, comes out
Yep.
in spring. What
The
let's
part-timers.
yeah, the part-timers.
Hey, you can call them what you want. I was gonna say they're smart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, save your
I mean, the
legs,
only
save your gear, save your
Mhm. Mhm.
save your
let's
ankles.
give them some advice.
Mhm.
What is your advice? For me, my advice is a few things. It's time to pack it in. It's time to unplug the battery from that airsoft gun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Make
Yeah.
sure
Let's
it's
put
not
it in the
plugged in.
storage.
Put it in a storage. If you have a
Yeah.
smart charger like I do, the iMac smart chargers and stuff, iMacs, they have a setting there that you could just put it in storage mode, a preset. So when you do that, it'll drain the battery to
Mm.
midpoint so that it doesn't, overcharge, it doesn't go under, it doesn't drain itself all the way, but it's built to be in storage and it still holds a charge. That's one of those important. And then put it in a, put it in one of these bags and don't plug it into your don't plug it into your airsoft. What's another one for you, Tack, in terms of tacking wise? What what are we looking at for storage for airsoft guns here?
Well, I guess one thing is for people just to remember to unlock their gearboxes in the sense that, like, if you have like the old style ones, full auto it, if you see your piston all the way back and stuff like that, because like you'll compress your spring and you'll lose FPS down the line unless you don't care. Those parts are only $20 and whatnot, so they're cheap to replace. If you're inclined to do so and whatnot. So
I don't
there's
even think
Define
it's that they
cheap.
don't care, Tack. I don't think it's that they don't care. I think a lot of people just don't know.
They just don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you store that gun and you didn't realize that you've locked back the spring or compressed that
Mhm.
spring,
Mhm.
right? Like no one's gonna know that. How are they gonna know that, right?
Yeah.
So for what is the easiest way to sort of release the spring?
Well, unfortunately, if you have a lot of the basic guns, you're kind of like pooped. The only way you can kind of do it is like if you have like a full, you use full auto or something like that, and you kind of watch to see where the piston placement is and stuff like that from like the port. You can see if it's forward or backwards. You want it forwards, and whatnot. And guns where it's like the quick change spring or the semi quick change spring and stuff like that, you can take your gearbox out and take your spring out and stuff like that so that you can totally have it not compressed and stuff like that. So that's one thing that you could do when you're trying to store it and whatnot. Please remember to put a label on it or something like that, because the worst thing you could do at that point is to plug your battery in and then pull on the trigger. It has happened to me. That's why I'm saying this. um,
For gas
other
blowback
than
users as well, it's the same thing. Make sure you don't have your you don't have your bolt carrier locked all the way back. All right, you got to release that thing forward, and then as well as your trigger mechanism, you could just
mm,
put it on semi fire so that the hammer is just like hitting
mm,
that the or the hammer is just like on top, like at the vertical position rather than the horizontal.
You
So
got
mhm.
there.
that's yeah.
So what you're saying is leave your gun in semi.
Yeah, I would leave it in semi. That's how I store my
Yeah.
guns,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
if it's gonna be a long winter or something like that,
Hmm.
right?
Okay. All right.
Pistols as well, same thing.
Yeah.
Rack back and then pull the trigger.
Mm,
That's it. Yeah.
mm. Just reading the comments here. One thing Airmax is reminding all of us is cleaning your barrels,
Oh
because that
yes.
is a good point. Because some thing I'd like to point out is if you don't use good quality BBs, you do build up a residue inside, and if you leave it in storage and you be lazy, that stuff gets caked up and makes it that much harder to clean it out. And a lot of the people nowadays, the big fad is the 601 type bore barrels, and telling you right now, if you're lazy and you're not cleaning, it's a 600 barrel now, and no BBs coming through that. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then
make
all of a sudden people are wondering why it's like hooking to the left or the right, and it's like it's always going there. I don't understand. It's not an alignment issue, and it's like, don't make me look down your barrel, man.
well, well, those are other variables, but yeah, no, just like the fact, cleaning your barrel, that's important. You don't want to be looking down something like disgusting. You want to look down something that's nice and polished.
Someone's commenting. Someone's playing The Sims in the background. That's Jill
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
Jill's just cooking up a storm. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man.
hi,
Okay,
Jill.
so yeah. Other than that, I don't really have any more kind of suggestions other than just have a good place to store it.
Hold on, another one. Mac with the flannel in the background. Hashtag flannel daddy.
Yeah.
No, look at your door. Look at the flannel.
It's right.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm well aware.
So I guess when it comes to like storing stuff, right? I guess one thing that we could go over, because we kind of brushed over it, is with the cleaning and stuff like that. So like, because I guess people do seasonal cleaning. I don't know. I do seasonal cleaning when it comes to stuff, right?
Are we
Because
talking
you're always,
about your gear that stinks?
I guess so. Our gear that stinks and stuff like that. Let's be honest, right? Because
So
we have seasonal kits and
so
whatnot.
what's your guys of cleaning your Condura or your, let's say your just your gear bag, like where you dump your BDU, your pants, probably your boots, your gun at the same. You've seen some of these guys,
Yeah.
right? So
Well,
like my advice is clean that shit out because it's gonna be a lot of BBs.
Oh yeah,
And your BDUs, you got sweat, germ, bacteria building up there, and dust and dirt. Clean it as well. Like
Mhm.
if you're afraid of damaging it, you're not. They're designed to be like trashed around, so I don't think cleaning's gonna destroy it. What's your guys' advice? For me, it's like you take your plate carrier, you put it on the tub, make sure you remove everything and the plate or a dummy plate that you have.
Yeah.
Dump it in the water, put some detergent or whatever cleaning solution in there, and just leave it there for like a couple hours, and then hang dry it afterwards. That's the easiest way to do it. BDUs, put it in the wash.
Say that's like probably the smart way to do it. I was gonna say just throwing it in the washing machine is the lazy way to do it, which I have done, and it's not.
You actually threw your plate carriers into the machine?
Yeah.
I'm more scared of it scratching the machine than.
What is your plate? What is your plate carrier made out of?
I don't know. Like
that it's scratching. What is your washing machine made out of?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a Samsung. It's crap. Let's be honest. But I prefer putting it in the tub and then hang drying it.
So I do hang dry.
Yeah.
Because putting it in the dryer will definitely just kind of like really take the strength away from the stitching and stuff like that. Not like once. If you do it once, I'm sure it'll be fine. But if you do it prolonged over time and everything like that, which you shouldn't be doing, it will definitely add to the wear and tear on your equipment. So I have thrown my plate carrier into the wash, thrown it on like low, and cold water. I'm not doing anything hot or anything, just a little bit of detergent. After a cycle, it's all done. I just hang it up and there it's good.
Yeah, and then store it for the next couple of months.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Like store it, put it on a dummy or whatnot.
Or gear tree if you have a gear tree. Like
yeah.
That's
Freeze it and stuff
one of
like
my
that.
favorite things I have in the back there.
Yeah,
and so another point too is that with cleaning your old gear and stuff like that, I'm sure you guys look at stuff and you think about replacing it and whatnot. Do you guys ever seasonally make room for more gear, or do you guys just keep adding to your collection?
Yeah.
Because like I know for myself,
I have a container.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Yes.
just put it
Have
in there.
a
I was like, he
have a
doesn't get rid of
container.
anything, does he? No,
Yeah.
look at his
Yeah.
No.
first
Yeah.
AEG. Like he's
No,
like, here, look at this.
you still have shelf space. So yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I haven't run
But
out.
yeah, was it's just like for myself, I'll look at stuff, and if I've outgrown it, if I don't use it very often and stuff like that, I would try to maybe I guess resell it, find someone who would get better use out of it and whatnot. And find something that I'm currently liking or really digging and make a purchase.
Yeah, for me, that's spring cleaning though. That's when you're trying to get rid of gear that
Hmm.
you're not using anymore or anything. That's when
Just spring though, just spring. Come on, boy.
Let's be honest here. I don't get rid of gear. That's the problem.
I was gonna say, like, yeah. I mean, a good idea. Okay, so like a good idea to do that, especially with like the time of the year that we're going on. Mind you, COVID dependent, just because again, no one knows how we're gonna navigate all this crap and stuff. But what I usually do around Christmas time and everything like that is because I always just end up buying so much like work gear or gear in general too. With airsoft, it was no different. Um, like I always kind of like outweigh the pros and cons. Like, do I want to keep this? Do I not want to keep this? Do I want to sell this? Do I want to give it away or something like that? And for me, like a lot of my like like personal like or clothes or something like that, if it's still good conditions, I love donating it. There's a lot of people out there who are in need of like whether it's good gear or jackets. That's a big thing. I love that, and that's one of the things that usually comes around in Christmas
Mhm.
time. Again, mind you, I don't know how any of this is gonna go down with the whole current world situation, but
Mhm.
yeah, with the holiday season approaching and stuff like that, those are definitely things to kind of like look out for.
Yeah, well, and, look out for your charities and whatnot, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
actually, speaking of charities, our team recently was running a charity, and I believe the winners are going to be announced this weekend for it. So we thank everyone who had played a part in that. We beat last year's goal
Well,
of
Mhm.
how much did you guys get?
I think it was over 1,500 is the last time that I had any kind of update over it and stuff like that. So there's going to be, grand prize as well as a couple, but I guess like two grand prizes is what it is. And then, or one grand prize and then one, I guess like,
Second prize and then a couple of consolation
yeah, a
prizes and stuff.
couple consolation prizes and stuff like that. So it's like, community did really, really well. We were really excited with how it turned out. And we hope to be able to raise some more money for cancer, again, in the next year and stuff like that.
So you guys
So,
did this for the Movember charity
mhm,
stuff, right?
yeah,
Are
Exactly.
you
yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
is your team planning on doing any further ones in December, or is this gonna be like a
There has been talk about it, but we again, it's a big team, so we would need to
Yeah.
get together and
Well,
plan
and
something accordingly.
on top of that, it's a lot to plan and stuff like that. And at the same time, with everything that's going on right now, you don't want to keep bugging people and keep asking for
Where
handouts
times
and
are
stuff like
stressed, and
that.
especially
yeah?
Yeah,
And I gotcha, I
like
gotcha.
I won't lie. We had some sick prizes this time around, so it's more like egging people on to be like, hey, you get a chance to win a really sick prize and stuff like that. But it's all for a good cause and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
and to anyone who's thinking about running a charity with their team, that is airsoft related or that is
not even
any
airsoft
and not
related. Yeah,
I
same.
was talking about just fundraising in the airsoft community. Let us know. We
Mhm.
could
Please.
advertise it for you guys here.
Yeah, 100%.
That's
Totally
not
shout
a
you guys
that's as
out.
long as it's for a good cause and everything is
Yeah.
valid, then that is fine for us. Then we will totally advertise for you here. We'll let everybody
As
know.
long as it's not like Arm My Militia Group GoFundMe page or something like that. I am like with you.
Meme Team is a militia group. I mean,
Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah. All right. All right.
All right. Okay. Well, we've gone through storage. We've gone through people that don't
Mhm.
play in the snow. Don't play. Don't like. There's people that do play in these elements, and then there's people that
Mhm.
don't and try to avoid and shelter it. Since we're talking about the holiday season coming up, winter does also run into Christmas, the holidays.
Mhm.
What are some sort of gifts that you guys can think of? Since we're getting into this season anyway, and
Oh,
this is the
that's a
reason everybody's strained for cash and stuff like that because you
yeah.
got to think about your loved ones, and
It's
as
a
well as
stressful time.
that's
Yeah.
stressful time. What are if you have an airsoft friend or family, what are some gifts that you can think of? Because you know how difficult it is to
Mhm.
get ourselves gifts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's be honest here.
Okay.
We're just We buy airsoft stuff for ourselves usually.
Well, so let's be honest here, guys. Like, Mac, I want to hear your honest opinion.
Okay, can I start? Because I have the
Yeah.
perfect thing. Okay, so when it comes to buying an airsoft gift for an airsofter, it can be daunting. It can be hard, just because whether it comes to knowing the person, like whether you've talked to them already, whether it's something that they need, something that they want, like there's a lot of variables that go into it. So I have gotten a few things, and um, mind you, again, exactly what Tack just said kind of like played into it, because it's like, I'm not getting something for you, I'm getting something for me, but I added two to the cart. Tack, show off your new pistol. It's like, like, so it's like Merry Christmas. Like
Oh, that's my Christmas present.
it's one of them, yeah, but I mean, whatever. So for that specific reason, it's like, I know that he wants that pistol. I know that I'm getting that pistol. It's like one of those things where it was like, I just added another one to the cart, and it's like, okay, like, it is what that is. But when it comes to buying gifts for friends, or maybe your kids, or like a significant other that's playing, and maybe you're not into airsoft or something, clip this, show them this. Okay, guys, this is what I'm telling you. Okay, you want to go for like the broad range accessories or something like that. You definitely don't want to try and get into specifics, because if you are asking your wife for um
A
you know
Moe handguard or something like that.
yeah, like, or that, or it's like, oh, I really want those Magpul foregrips. They're gonna look at you and be like, what in the hell did you just say? Like, like, but
Just get me BBs. Just get me BBs.
I was gonna say, you could always fall back on the classic socks and underwear, and the socks of and underwear of
Gas
airsoft
and
is
BBs.
always gas and BBs.
Yeah, until she gets you a 0.2 gram BB, and you're like, ugh.
No, she's like, I got you this 0.12 at Walmart. I got it on a deal, and it's like, oh,
the
it's super
glass
good.
ones too.
It's like this giant jar. She's like, and oh god, that would be a nightmare.
So, Poi, what about you?
So just to add to Mac, you're talking about getting stuff that can generally go with like everyday life, and then as well as airsoft, right? Is that
Oh
what
well,
you're...
there's adding into that. So yeah, sorry. I think we're drawing parallels from yesterday, because our
Yeah.
conversations yesterday were really close. But yes, outdoor like survival equipment, or like outdoors equipment and everything like that, is a great idea for anyone that is interested in airsoft, because it's multi-use. You could use it while you're playing, like if you got a really good pair of hiking shoes or hiking boots, definitely recommend the boots part. Yeah, it's something that's got multi-use. So that's something that my brother and I and my family and stuff like that, we love, or that's something that we emphasize, is being able to make sure that it's not
Yeah,
something
because for
undone.
me the parallel is like when I purchased gifts for my team, a meme team, last year, I went ahead and I was thinking like, what should I get them and stuff. So last year, I was thinking like, okay, well, everyone's out here, they're coming out in winter. I'll buy them like the cheap tactical jackets, like they're $50, $55, depending on the size. And then I bought everyone of the teammates jackets and stuff, and then they still use it today. And then in the wintertime, you see them come out with the OD jacket, which is pretty cool, because that's sentimental to them, and it adds value because they're warm. I gave them warmth, and B, they're also using it while playing, right? And then they could also use it outside of airsoft as well, because they have the patch, the shoulder patches and stuff. They could add their patches to, and everybody likes that. So stuff like that, like, really adds to it. Like what you're saying there, like, hiking gear and stuff like that. That makes sense, because it crosses over. Airsoft is outdoors, and then hiking is also outdoors. Things like socks and stuff, wool socks, like.
Never go wrong with socks and underwear.
love getting socks, especially wool socks, because they're expensive. I don't want to buy one, but when someone buys me one, I'm like, oh man, I didn't have to buy it.
You cherish this.
Yeah.
And then lose the left sock later.
So I mean, that's what's more. And then later on, the next year after that, you're talking about like survival gear stuff. I got them like the paracord, like with the little
bracelet and stuff like
bracelet with the compass on it. That.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's cheap. It's right in their alley of using it for like a milsim or something with the compass, whatever. Right.
Great stocking stuff.
Yeah, and then if they need to use the paracord on it, there you go. You got paracord, right? So something like that really just adds to it. Yeah, what about you, Tack? What about for techie stuff? Let's go.
Well, not even just about tech stuff, right? Like, if the question is like, what kind of gifts do you get for someone who, is into airsoft and stuff like that? That's a really, really hard question because airsoft in general, is a picky thing. We're really, really picky about it. It's just like everyone, you know, not well, it's actually funny. We all are picky, but in the end, a lot of people gravitate towards like the same builds and the same looks, but they're still picky if you guys sort of get and understand what I'm saying, right? So it's like you can't just get something and then be like, "Oh, I thought this would complement your look." They'll just look at you and be like, "What is this? This is not what I wanted. I already have like, Mac was saying like a foregrip or something like that." Or you tell them that you want like a butt stock or something. Next thing you know, all you get is the butt pad. Like it could totally happen. I'm just imagining it right now. So uh, unless you really, really know the person and stuff like that,
It's hard.
it's hard. And
Mm.
I don't suggest like going out and getting someone a new gun, really, because one, that's really, really expensive,
Yeah.
right? Unless you're really into the person and or
If
whatever it
okay,
is.
I'm
if
really into you,
if
Tech.
if the
Yeah.
child or the significant other is asking for
Yeah.
the specific gun, and you want to get it for them, it's like $700. Then if that's what they want, like go for it. They've already give you a clear giveaway of what they want.
As
But if
long
you
as their grades are good.
yeah,
Well,
especially for the kid.
actually, even at that point, like I still think that it's better. Like in terms of when it comes to airsoft stuff, it's better to earn it,
Yeah,
right? Like I would say, like your gift, maybe like to put like half of the money down or 3/4 of the money down or something like that, and then they can put something down so that they can still like earn it or whatever it is. Because I get it, airsoft guns can be expensive and stuff like
They
that.
can,
But
yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
like unless you really know the person, you don't want to do that, and then people end up collecting all these guns and stuff like that, and then you end up turning into poi where you end up purchasing yourself a C can and stuff like that, and have a place to display all the guns you end up
yeah.
collecting. So
I mean, it's not if you got them something that's unique from their collection, that is nice too. I mean, we're not gonna lie. If someone gave me something or a
Mhm,
gun that's like unique to my collection, right?
mhm.
I'd be like, cool, I like it. Like I'll use
Well,
it, and
Put it
then
on the wall.
so it's
so
going
well
on the
so
wall. I'm gonna use it, right?
yeah. Well, that gravitates towards if someone actually knows you. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like for
that's the thing.
myself, right? Like if I saw like an FPG or something like that, I'd pick it up and probably, if I could grab two, I'd grab one or three or whatever it is, throw all of us one, and then it'd be like, hey, oh, check out this collector's item that we have, right? But it's
Yeah,
like for your normal person and stuff like that, it goes back to what you guys are saying when it comes to the multi-use kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And specifically with the hiking stuff, try to go for sort of, I guess, like the camo looking stuff or something like the solid tone stuff. Try to avoid like the orange stuff because you're not going to be able to use that at milsims and stuff like that, although there are some that you can, right? But again, immersion.
pistols is a
Right.
cheap one if you're looking for guns. Pistols is a cheap one if that's in your
Chip-
alleyway of about
yeah,
$300. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but at the same
If
time it's like
$300 is cheap.
yeah,
it it,
Who
it,
the
it
hell is that
is,
guy?
but
Who is this
my
guy?
my warning again comes down to you don't want to like do a needless purchase that becomes a waste
yeah.
and stuff like that,
So
because the stuff is expensive.
so what you're saying is we should gravitate towards accessories, things like
Yeah.
jackets, things like survival gear.
Mhm.
Um, Iron Claw there is hinting, gears like flashlights,
Ooh, good one.
headlamp.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a good headlamps. That's a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of
Headlamps
people
are
forget
really
about them. Yeah.
mechanics
yeah.
gloves. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Gloves.
I feel like gloves in general, but
Yeah.
definitely drop the
Mhm.
name
And
brand. Yep.
Air Max
Yeah.
is saying gift cards. Just
Ooh,
Gift
that's
cards.
that's
Gift
a
cards
good
are
one.
always
Yeah,
they're a
Trigger
safe
has gift
alternative.
cards. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
well, okay. So just to address that though, right? Because I know a lot of people sometimes get stigma for buying a gift card. It's like, oh, that's all you got me. Like, you don't know me. You don't care about me. It's like, dude, I do care about you. Busy, COVID. Don't care what you really have to say. Here's $100 gift card. Spend it on what you want.
Yeah.
So,
So that $300 pistol becomes $200. There you go.
but is
Yeah.
that right? So
Yeah.
gift cards is a great idea, especially
I
for
I, I think it's a great idea because
parents to kids.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
like because it's like you're spending mommy and daddy's money anyway. So it's
Oh,
like
and another
might
another
as well
one,
contr-
another one to add to gifts is like tactical backpacks. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you come to the field and you're carrying all this stuff, and you
Mhm.
have like old duffel bags or whatever, or old gun
Mhm.
bags, right? You're carrying more gear, so backpack will do as well. So, and you could
Mhm.
also use it
Yeah.
for Sims as well. So they're at the cheap area too, like $80 to $100. Yeah, that's not bad. So
Yeah, well, like if your kid's really into Tarkov or something like that, if you're really into Tarkov, they just opened up a store, web store and stuff like that. You can get like the cosplay items that you want. You can get the burqa or whatever it is. You can get the killer face mask. So
I just
those
want
are
a
those
bear
kinds of
cap.
options.
or just go to DS Tactical and get their
Mhm.
nice non 911 bags because there are some pretty good selections of other bags there.
Yeah, there you go.
I do not recommend getting like cheap China-made repro ones, honestly. It's
Yeah,
like
no.
they break easily. A lot of the stuff in Amazon sometimes are the cheap China-made ones, and they're not.
You know what? You know what I forgot actually because it just slipped my mind. Mystery boxes.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
ooh,
a
that's a good
great
one.
one. Yes,
Yeah,
That's if you
actually, that
don't
totally
that
slipped my
that's
mind.
gambling, yes, but
it
it's
is.
also saying that
Mm.
I love you. Here is a $200 to $300 gift
I
like
love you
mystery
this
box.
much.
So you're
Well,
you're either gonna get the $1,000 Crytek, or you're gonna get
yeah, yeah.
the SEMA, or you're
Mhm.
gonna get whatever they were trying to get rid of in the warehouse a long time
Mhm.
ago.
Well, I'm just saying,
Like
like
off-brand.
if we're gonna get specific, right? If you have a kid who's a tech-minded kid or something like that, even a friend who's a tech-minded friend, mystery boxes are always a nice idea, right? Because it's like hit or miss. You can get a really nice gun, or you can get exactly what you kind of paid for, right? So it's not a bad idea, right? And there's also a wide range of mystery boxes as well, right? Like I know that on Evic's website they had stuff ranging from like as cheap as like 50 American all the way up to like 500 American, right?
Oh my God! Can we just?
Yes, I know. I saw.
I need to give a quick shout out to the chat there. That was amazing. Oh my God!
Is that the actual Ritchie brothers? Like,
I'm pretty sure that's our boy. And he is, definitely he's letting us know what he wants.
mm.
Some Gen 3 plus white phosphorus
Only
binos.
binos? Come on.
Come
Get the
on.
quads, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah, you gotta go get those GPMVGs.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh my
anyways,
God.
mystery boxes. Yeah, they're actually a genius idea for GIF because it is just a box of random. You don't know what you're getting. You give it to them. They might get lucky and get like the expensive stuff or the mid range stuff. Like
It's a guaranteed
it's a
surprise.
it's a guarantee that you're getting something for that
Mhm.
value or over.
Oh, a Lancer Tactical.
If you actually if you want to
Vulcan made guns? What?
if you want to see how what your reaction are when you get a mystery box. There's a lot of videos out there, but me and two other guys in my team, Paul and Cooper, we ordered the same mystery boxes from Toronto Airsoft at the same time.
Mhm.
We received it at the same time, and then we opened it at the field at the same time. Our reactions are basically pretty simple. Actually, we got lucky because Paul got the nice Crytek, the CB, the small one, right?
The CRB or the
CRB,
PDW?
yeah, something like that. And then I get the mid-range one, which is basically the GNG, right? And then Cooper gets the crappy AK one. That's not even
Wait,
real wood.
was it a SEMA?
It's not a SEMA, unfortunately.
So it was even a crappier.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, SEMA's not crappy. Okay.
No, SEMA's good.
Okay.
They're just cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
just
he
cheap.
got
They're inexpensive.
he got the $200 gun
Okay.
basically.
Okay, so we got the $200 Plastikov.
So this is basically
Plastic off.
$200 plus $50 shipping. That's what you're paying for. So
For the
That's not a
plastic
bad
off,
deal.
Paul
also-
wins. Paul wins. I win by a little bit because what is it? A GNG goes for like 350, 300, somewhere around there. So that's
Depending on what model.
yeah.
depending on which one you get, yeah.
Semi broke even, and then Cooper gets that.
Hmm.
So
Feels bad, man.
yeah. So there's your reaction right there. Right there is you get the lowest, mid, and then high. You might get lucky, you might not. But that's the risk you're taking with mystery boxes. Yeah.
Just we got a quick question here by AD Gaming asking about the lockdowns and how they might affect the field coming into December. So, as far as I know, we'll be open.
Just ensure that you're following the protocols that we put in. We
Exactly.
have social distancing measure in place. We have our a sign-in process where that is our contact tracing. Make
Yeah, with our
sure you do
waivers
your
and everything
waivers.
like
That
that.
is the
Yeah,
best way
you
to
have
get
to
you.
do your waivers so you can't play. That's pretty much the bottom line with that. Keep doing the same procedures that we've been doing this entire time and stuff like that. Keep yourselves at home. If you're sick, make sure that you keep
Even if
yourself
you haven't,
in and stuff like that.
if you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
feeling well at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, exactly. Even the flu and even the cold, because that can spread just like that,
Well,
and
it's like,
you
oh
know,
my god, I've got a sore throat,
yeah,
or
we don't
I've
want
got a cough. I'm just
we
gonna
don't,
take a halls and go to airsoft. Like, no, please don't do that. Okay,
Mhm.
there will be another day. Let's stay home and get better and avoid whatever is going on right now, and not
yeah,
ruin
so
it
Yep.
for everyone else.
No
yeah, so
sharing
just to
outside your bubble. So
That's a
especially
definite big one.
especially in airsoft, you guys already stick with your own team bubble, so stick with that, right?
yeah.
That is your small little community. We are outdoors, so there is a lot of space to share.
Mhm.
But as far as like if you have a random stranger out in the field, try not to touch or share, equipment or anything like that.
Okay,
Well, if you do, keep
and that
make
being
sure to keep
said,
your hands washed all the time and
well,
stuff like that.
and that being said, we have set up the necessary kind of like disinfecting like routines that we have and stuff. So guys, there is hand sanitizer available like in a multitude of places around the field. So please use it. Okay. We have enough disinfected to probably kill a rat. Probably not. They're invincible. But the most thing, guys, is washing your hands regularly and
Okay,
just trying
but yeah,
to
but
avoid
but
touching your
any,
face.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Sorry.
that's just to address that question there. It's we are going to be able to play. It's not going to be affecting the field.
Yep.
So yeah.
So back to
Back
gifts.
to back to
Yeah.
gifts and mystery boxes. Actually,
So
Tony's asking about us doing a mystery box opening.
We got you, Tony. It's coming.
Oh, okay, all right then.
okay.
There you have it. Max said it.
Max gonna buy us some mystery boxes.
Yeah, I was
Gotcha.
just gonna say Max gonna buy us some mystery boxes. Alrighty.
As far as other gifts goes,
Mhm.
another one we didn't sort of dive into is you mentioned patches. That
Ooh, it's
if you're just looking for cheap like gift ideas that are like under $50 or 40, patches is the way to
Mhm.
go. It's just like one of those
Oh,
things, right?
that's a
It's
great idea.
it's easy to
Patches.
buy patches. You just go to
Mhm.
DS, you could just go to Trigger, you could just go to Poco Military, even Paul's hobby shop or whatever it is now in New West that they call it, or
Yeah.
Gorilla Surplus or Camouflage, right? Just
Mhm.
patches. They're all over the wall. And it's one of those things that an airsofter's must have, right? Is patches. Like,
We can never have enough patches.
yeah, yeah. Or get him a patch wall or something. That one's a good one too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
hell,
he
dude,
could
That's
showcase the
patch mapper,
patches. Yeah,
patch book,
that
patch wall.
patch book, patch wall. That's a great idea. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of great options out there. Like even people who don't play airsoft and stuff like that. I've seen people who just collect patches and stuff like that
They're
because
funny.
yeah,
yeah, exactly. They're the
yeah.
equivalent of having a
So
meme on yourself.
so
Exactly. There's some really clever ones out there.
for us, like you go to DS and you're like, oh man, I want to buy that patch. It's like the Canadian patch that has the IR thing on it, and you're like, oh man, I want to buy it. And then it's like $45 or something. Like, you know what? Never mind. You buy that for the person, they're gonna be like, oh man, always wanted one of these, right? There you go.
You hope. You hope. You hope. For those who care, you hope, because there are going to be those people. Next, thing you know, you see it on the ground, and you're like,
You see it on the ground? No. Oh my god.
there
See,
are
like,
What?
there
I
are
hope
those
you know
people.
these people you're buying gifts for before you
I'm,
buy them
well, I'm
gifts.
just saying, there have been a couple times I've given people patches, and next thing I know, it's just like,
It's on the floor.
oh, I see
Yeah,
how
but
it
they
is.
are also below the age
Back
of 18. And
back
sometimes
into my collection.
Hey, I love
Reprinted.
collecting patches. One of those things I buy once a month, and I'll just add it to my patch wall. It's just you it's like it's cheaper than collecting airsoft guns.
Mm,
But you do both.
mm.
And I see no
Nothing.
problem with that.
I was
Nothing wrong
just trying to point out the parallels here.
Oh, okay, all right.
Have you guys ever had people where it's
so-
all like, "Are you a collector?" And it's like, "What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
just
You
have,
like this patch?
you have
Like-
so much stuff," and it's all like, "Dude, are you a collector?" It's like, "Dude, clearly you can't tell. This is not a collection. This is nothing special. I just have a lot of stuff." Okay.
Well, that's like someone who see my container and be like, "Dude, you like collecting stuff?" I'm like,
If only you guys could
A
see what's
bit.
above Takumi's like computer screen and everything like that. He has like the video game Hall of Fame. It's just like, oh my god.
Hey, we're all
It's just my stuff, guys.
we're all
It's just my
collectors.
stuff.
We're all collectors at some point.
Why are you hating, man?
I'm not hating. It's a great idea.
I'm just saying. Okay. All right. So, moving on from the mystery boxes. I guess we can sort of kind of route back to that whole thing about just activities, that people,
Ah,
other
yes.
activities that people are doing and stuff like that.
Other
Because
than airsoft, so we're talking about like
yeah,
if you've hit the cabin fever point and you're stuck at home, everybody's stuck at home, and
Well,
this
there-
is probably activities that you want to do either way,
Mhm.
at home. So we're talking about stuff that you could do with airsoft. Okay, just the disclaimer: please do not take your airsoft guns out of the house or practice in the house with your windows, or your door open.
with your blinds open. Okay.
Yeah, let's
be real,
not
guys.
let's not get the
Don't-
cops on
Let-
called
let-
out.
let's
Don't
do
go
this.
flag your mom because it's funny. Like, no.
No, practice safe gun.
Yeah.
Room.
Practice.
Oh my
The
god.
door's
Proper-
closed and the blind's drawn like a normal person.
Yeah. No. Just do it in your garage or something like that. Or do it in your bedroom with your blinds closed or something
Yeah,
like
don't
that.
don't
right?
be outside. When the RCMP comes, what is it, the VPD the other day?
Oh
Or
yeah, this
Oh.
weekend or this past week.
Yeah,
So basically, what
VP.
happened was a guy was outside. I haven't like
And
confirmed the whole
they weren't
story, but
even
he
going
was
for him,
outside.
was it not?
No, they were responding to a domestic dispute between some
Yeah.
couple or a family inside,
Mhm.
and this
Happened to be there.
person was outside, and I'm from the description, it was like he was dry fire training outside an apartment complex, and these cops like straight came on him, guns drawn, and just ditched the gun like, oh crap, and it's like, no crap,
So,
you're gonna do
did-
that.
did
But
you
why are
like-
you outside an apartment?
Did you
building?
like how the VPD Instagram sort of
Yo,
not
actually,
portrayed?
can you
Yeah,
bring
I'll
that
pull
up?
it up.
Just
I'm gonna pull it
because
up right now.
Yeah,
So
'cause I
here-
would sort of like to critique that because
Here's the
Yeah,
link.
I can say
so-
yes and no.
So what they're
Oh.
saying is, can you tell the difference? What if you have a split second and it's
Mhm.
dark?
Mhm.
And then I'm like, I'm an airsofter. I could figure it out. Like
Uh,
within
But you gotta give him the
Okay,
within
okay,
2 seconds,
well,
I
so-
see made in Taiwan, and I'm like,
Okay.
there's the airsoft gun.
So I'll give them, I'll give them that. Like from a distance, yeah, it looks like a gun. People are reporting it as a gun. You're gonna have to treat it as a gun and stuff like that. But when you see it right in front of you,
No, I get
Okay,
you. Yeah,
yeah,
I
no-
get you.
okay, I don't know about you guys, but chat, if you're looking at this right now, right? What's the first thing that pops out for you guys? Because the first thing that pops out for me here is that you can see the F symbol on the slide right there. That F symbol is the F symbol that you put on guns that are safely allowed in Germany. And then beside that is, I'm pretty sure, made in Taiwan.
Yep.
I don't need glasses right now to be reading that.
Yeah, I see that.
So
No, my first reaction was when I saw it. I'm like, gun at the top, X300. Who puts an X300 on their airsoft
I was just
gun?
about to say, I was about to be like, yo, VPD rich. Like, really using that council money there.
Yeah,
really.
oh my god. So yeah, that's hilarious how they sort of put that on as a show. But bottom line, do not do what this kid did, and
Yeah.
practice outside. And then the VPD
He
shows
must
up.
have shat his pants.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. He must like dropped it like it was a hot knife or something. Like,
Yeah.
And please do not play in a public park.
Yep.
I'm reading that
Oh.
with blushing
Oh.
faces. I'm not amused. That's not
Yeah.
funny. Well, okay. If you got caught, it would be funny because I would never be the one doing it. So if you got caught, it would be pretty funny. But the whole scenario, not
funny. No,
Not
not good on
funny.
the community. Not gonna go.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we were talking about activities to do while
Yeah.
at this season. If you don't want to, if you have that adequate room to store your stuff in your room, or you don't have to put it in storage and stuff. What can you do at home with your airsoft guns? For me, it's dry fire training, like
Mhm.
hands down. That's how you get really good at fast reloads. You see a lot of people on Instagram doing that stuff and recording themselves, feel free to tag us in it because we want to Panther Airsoft, especially tag us in it so we know what you're doing and we can see how good you're gonna be in in the next season or something like that.
Well, we got some
I
guys
wanna
who are
see the
doing really,
progression.
really well, because like I'd like to shout out that Delta Frost,
Yeah.
guy, right? Like I see some of his videos and he's super, super fast. But I'm not gonna lie though, kind of feel bad for his mom. He's probably in there screaming at the top of his head because he's probably using his phone or something like that, recording it, right? Reloading.
No,
Like,
stop,
oh my
stop. I'm
god, yeah.
praying that he's not like that at home, or his mother
Oh,
does not allow it.
yeah. He's
But
just
yeah,
lucky that his mom's
he
so into airsoft with him and
was
stuff like
supportive.
that.
That's
So
all it is. It's a
yeah,
supportive
Hey,
exactly.
family,
hey,
and that's
I'd be
important.
proud if I was, his parent. I'd be proud to be like, yo, I could do that faster.
You can do that faster. Just,
If I
just
had a
egg him
son,
on,
I would
right? Yeah,
probably just like challenge him and then
yeah.
like keep
Make him do
beating
it
him
faster.
until
Yeah.
I'm like at that age where he's about to take me out of his prime, and then I'll just like kick him in the shin and still win. Yeah, like you never beating me.
Hey, there's some
I'm that
there's some dads out there that take their
Right,
children out
like,
and play,
oh man,
so
I will never let my child win. I'm gonna just like make sure he like savors it. I'll let him win once and then be like, see, this is the feeling of winning, and it'll like never happen again. So like he'll like fight for that feeling.
and
And you only do it when
this
he's
is
really,
fun.
really young, so that
Do not follow my parental advice.
Yeah.
follow me for some more parental advice.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, more on tips. Like,
But yeah, so dry fire training. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something that's it's easy to do, right?
On a side
Doesn't-
note, make sure when you're dry fire training, make sure you do it at a safe area. Like we're mentioning garage and stuff. Make sure you cover up your drywall. For God's sakes, cover up your drywall with something like a blanket or something.
Oh my gosh,
stop
tactical reloads.
the BBs.
Mag flip.
Not just mag flips. I'm talking about like people load it with BBs and stuff, right? Like you
Oh.
don't understand that thing is
Oh,
gonna dent.
They're
you
dry
don't need
firing.
Yeah.
Dry
Yeah,
firing.
the meaning of dry firing is you're basically firing nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But if you
You're just
are
focusing on mechanics.
if you are training, loading and everything and then firing, then yeah, you're target practicing at that point. So yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. I just wanted to mention that before we had people
100%.
breaking
So
their drywalls.
Yeah,
So-
well,
so-
exactly. You don't want to damage stuff because it's going to cost you money. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, right? And in my head, I'm just thinking like if you want to do, mag flips, mag reloads, and stuff like that. If you're doing it with a GBB mag and stuff like that, that's going to be heavy. That's going to make dents. So
towel on the ground.
Yeah, so you want to set your
Do it on your
area up
bed.
and stuff like that. Like even guys that you see online, like I know everyone's fanboying over Liku and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure he either has like a pillow or a cardboard box, some kind of box below him to collect his mags and stuff like that, because you don't want him to get damaged, right? I've seen guys with their Glock mags at the field where they're trying to do those tack reloads and the mag falls right on the bottom and then it breaks the what's it called? The the clip on the bottom.
The base plate. Yeah.
Yeah, the base plate. Okay, yeah, I've seen the base plate break and stuff like that. And sometimes you need the base plate for the follower to actually function properly, right? So you want to be careful about stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So Iron Claw there is saying make a shooting box. That's also good too. If you have if you're crafty or if you know how to make stuff, yeah, make a shooting box. Just make sure you're aiming properly. One misfire to the ceiling, there goes your ceiling as well.
Light bulbs, everything.
Yeah,
Tony is saying that he shot through his wall at his house. Tony, those are questionable building standards. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, if a BB can go through,
among other things.
Among other things. I mean, the first thing I'm saying, just as a guy who works in trades, is like your BB went through the wall.
Wait, he didn't mention BB. Then it's more questionable now.
What? He said BB.
Oh, he did? I shot through a wall at a house when I was alone.
It better be a BB.
When I was at
You're not
home.
telling me about an ND live on YouTube. Get out of here.
You just admitted it.
Japan paper walls. I like that. Okay.
So another one. What can we do at home? What's another one?
Clearing the house or cleaning the house.
I mean,
first clean the house, then clear the house.
Well,
what's the difference?
I'm saying tactically.
Okay. If your parents
you can clean your house tactically.
Living by yourself, either way, you should be keeping the household clean. Okay. If you're doing that, do that. That's great.
I
check your
swept the
corners.
house. I swept the
Okay.
house. There was
Yeah, yeah.
nothing. There was
Yeah, yeah.
nothing.
You know what? You know, if you're sitting there, you know, you're mopping the floor, you got the broom or something. Sit there, practice your leans. You know.
Yeah, you got peak. I just had such a, oh my god, such a flashback to so many of us doing that.
I'm just thinking of Rainbow Six right
That's what
now.
I was just saying. Like everybody hit those corners, and they're just like,
Hey, you gotta
Yeah.
practice those corner pies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta make sure you tuck in that chicken wing, right?
Mhm.
Well, try not to chicken wing. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's good too, you know, to practice, you know, in front of a mirror, whatever it is, while you're cleaning. Using a broom's a great idea because you can use the broom, you know, to sit there and focus, you know, you lean and stuff like
Yeah,
that
you
while
could.
you're cleaning. You know, you can do
Yeah.
it. You can do it while you're,
Yeah,
you know,
you gotta
doing other
practice.
activities.
You know, you gotta practice. You know, your CQB course, clearing that room, busting down that door. Please don't bust down your door, by the way,
You're-
guys.
Oh my god, if there are children that do, I can hear. I'm gonna my phone's gonna ring. Parents are gonna call me. Don't do
What
that.
did my child
Don't do-
do?
Don't do that. Well, Max said do it on the podcast. Like, no, right now, no.
Disclaimer.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Children, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the next thing.
So
Mac's
Sit down.
favorite thing.
this is Mac's favorite thing now.
Yeah, yeah. We'll let you take over this topic.
So
Well,
what's
just like-
another one? What's another one you could do at home?
Yeah, what's another thing you could do right now if you're not able to come to the field or just even in general during these winter times?
Well, definitely working on your fitness is a big thing.
No.
You know,
Work
what?
on your fitness.
Yeah, a little more pep in that.
Little more aggressiveness. We know you.
work on your fitness.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, that's definitely something that you can work on. I know isolation and like lockdown and stuff like that, just not being able to socialize with a lot of like our normal routine is really, added to the stress of the situation and stuff. So for myself, like, I haven't been able to go and like, hang out with like my full friend group or, just kind of come and go as we used to before COVID times and stuff. So I've taken up running. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. It's a healthy way for me to kind of get my stress out, especially with a lot of the things that I'm dealing with in my life. It's just basically me running away from my problems. It works.
Hey, but it also benefits Airsoft because it is
100%, exactly.
a
So
stamina sport too.
yeah, so for people who are like, stuck at home and stuff like that, like, cardio, if that's not something that you can you're capable of doing or wanting to do or anything like that, right? Just doing any activity is a really good way of just keeping your mind organized and stuff like that, keeping yourself sane, and then also just keeping yourself healthy and stuff, right? Because I know a lot of people have definitely got the COVID-19, and I mean 19 pounds, not like the virus, and that's okay, right? Like it's all right. We're not out
Is it?
doing.
Is it though?
I mean, it's not okay for me. I got fat and I was depressed, so I'd rather be just depressed instead of fat. So, right?
I'm with you there.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, come on, man. I'll just wallow in self pity instead of, and pizza pops. Like,
Hey, but
um,
working out, that's
yeah,
the way to
working out
go.
is a good thing. It's just, and some people might not have the equipment and everything like that, or some people do have the access to workout equipment, some people don't. And if you do, awesome, that's great. A lot of simple, easy regimens that you can, kind of fix for yourself or look up on YouTube or anything like that. Just getting the basics down. But if you don't have that equipment and everything like that, is what I was trying to say, is it's totally fine. So your local park usually has like a monkey bar set or something like that, right? And if you're able to make it to the park and you feel safe to, right? Because I do understand it's a public area and stuff like that. It brings hand sanitizer, wear gloves, I don't know, too. For me, I really like running around my park, and then I can always hit some pull-ups or some chin-ups or something like that, do some dips. It's a
Challenge
great way to
yourself.
just exactly, just make sure that you are working on yourself. Because if you're not able, to come out and play, or you're not the type of person that wants to play, especially right now, then that's fine. You can readjust your situation to, what we need to do right now.
Yep. And yeah, it's one of those things that I probably same for you, Tack, as well. Is like it's one of those things that before all of this started, all this life stuff started too, is just
Mhm.
difficult for us to get into because of the fact that we have injuries that are pending as well. So
Mhm.
for both of us,
Ex-
it's just been difficult to get back into it as well.
Yeah.
And would love to get
Exactly.
back into it, but it's just difficult, just recovery
Yeah.
wise.
Well, and the good thing about that though, like trying to look at a positive thing is that we have alternatives for at least for us ourselves, and shout out to Nerd Nation here to video games and stuff like
Yep.
that. But like one of the
That's a great
activities that
one.
you can really do is work on your guys' communication skills and stuff like that
Oh,
on
that
some of
is
the
it's
cooperative
one.
games.
Yeah, so one of those things. Just I'll put an introduction here.
Hmm.
Whenever I see team-based games at Airsoft, it's usually just people just kind of doing their own thing. They're not cooperating with each other, or if they have a team, they just kind of do their own thing, right?
Hmm.
To the best way to increase that is video games. Have
Hmm.
5 of your guys play a game, something like Squad or Tarkov or something. Like for me and Tak, we play Tarkov,
Hmm.
and that
Ah,
basically
man,
increases communication, speed of
And
communication,
yeah,
tenfold.
yeah,
uh,
by a
yeah,
lot. So
yeah. You really need to know what's going on,
yeah,
or else
it
you're just gonna shoot your friend.
I broke my leg. I'm just bandaging myself real
yeah,
quick.
no, it's more than that, but yeah,
Target eliminated. That was me.
it's just one of those things where you're
This guy came around the corner so fast I didn't know. It's like
yeah.
I just shot, man. I just shot.
You get that corner? No. You sure?
Too late.
Yeah.
bang, gone.
So you can see there, like, yeah, speed of communication and as well as clarity and time. When you work on that with your team, then they get to know how you work and how they work and stuff like that, and that applies to the field so well. On top of that, you need your workouts and stuff, right? We'll
Yeah.
give Max some credit there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be huffing and puffing when you're trying to coordinate with another guy. Be like, he's at that corner. Which
The
corner?
tree.
The tree.
The
Log,
Which tree?
log, 50 feet.
Which
Two
one?
guys.
So
So.
communication is one of those things I see all the time. That's
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
lacking
Well,
for some games.
and it's really easy to work on with video games because most of it is just talking, especially when it comes to a lot of the tactical games out there because coordination is key, right? It's a teamwork game. You have to work as a team to win, and if you don't, you lose. And I don't know about you guys, but I really hate losing. Sometimes there are some close games that I have, with squad in specific where you can have some close games, lose, and it can be a good game. Yeah, you lost, it sucked, but it was a really close game. Those you can be positive with, but like you're not there to lose, right?
Yeah,
So to do that, you got to work on your communication. It's really easy to do stuff like that. And when it comes to some of the tactical games, it's really easy to fall in place. Like again, using squad as an example, it has that sort of hierarchy and stuff like that, so you can sort of imitate that and sort of bring that out towards airsoft and whatnot.
yeah. It
With
doesn't have to
Tarkov,
be Squad or Tarkov either.
yeah, it can
It could
be.
be a Warzone, even like Call of Duty. Like I know a lot of the younger kids will play like I don't want to say it, but Fortnite and all these other games. Right? If they work together, you know they've already gotten that communication down because they're working together to
Exactly.
achieve a goal.
Well, exactly, and I've watched some of the streams of players, and I've seen some of the tournaments and stuff like that when it comes to Fortnite and Warzone, and the communication is key in those things.
The
Even though it's
speed they
completely
communicate too.
exactly right,
That
and
situational awareness.
to a point where I find it amazing. Like I wish I could be able to still think like that, at all times. There
Get
might
all
be some
those
moments.
synapses firing and those fast
Oh
twitch muscles.
Yeah.
gosh,
It's
yeah,
like I stay
just
away
so
from console games now just because of these 11-year-old
Yeah.
kids.
yeah,
Yeah, but
just
you'll
yeah.
you'll
PS5,
you'll
you're not
beat
getting
them.
my
You'll
money.
beat them with your fitness, the field though.
Hmm. So, but yeah, that's activities that we can kind of do and that you can do, when you're at home, during the times that you're not at airsoft or just not doing anything, or
Mm-hmm.
you can do other things like doing the dry fire training and
Mhm.
doing things tactically, like if you're trying to fold stuff like laundry, you could fold your laundry tactically. You know what I
What?
mean? Hey, you can do it. You
How
can
do you
find a way.
what? How do you fold laundry?
You can find a way.
So
Find
every
a way.
every time you fold it, you just do your
This is the way.
Oh man. You know, trigger discipline for me is like a must. So every time I'm carrying something, it's like trigger discipline right there, right?
You
Yeah,
literally
always,
all the time when I'm like
always
at
be
work and
like,
I have the saw or anything
yeah,
that remotely like today I was using a nail gun and I'm not kidding, guys, okay? Every time I needed to reload, I was just like
you
take
got it.
another nail strip out, throw it in there,
There's
hit
my
the
trigger
slap.
discipline right there for a controller.
Yeah. Oh, the nail gun's too much for me. It's so much fun. And everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, just, just
got,
ignore me, okay?
got,
Stop. Why are you
you got to
looking
do
at
your
me? Who
shoulder
are you?"
checks too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, always got to scan,
Yeah.
guys. Come on. Didn't you watch Schoolboy's video? Got to scan.
Oh,
I
by
just
the way,
after every cut you do, like cut a 2x4, it's like
shout out to
scan and assess.
schoolboys.
No, my boss
shout,
just yelled at me like, "Get back to work," and I'm just like,
shout
"Reloading,
out,
reloading."
shout out to Schoolboy. By the way, he's making some really good quality content for Instagram
Mm,
for
Mm,
tips.
mhm,
That's one way for him to keep himself active in the
mhm,
wintertime, as well as giving you guys some really good tips.
mhm,
Because you know
a lot of educational
he has more
information.
time to write, he has more time to make videos, he has more time to make content
mhm.
for us. So
Yeah, I'm like,
highly recommend you subscribe to him as well.
yeah, and I'm
Schoolboy
definitely liking the
Airsoft.
content that he's coming
Yeah,
out with.
Schoolboy Airsoft. I think we've just about covered everything here. Do you guys want to add anything to this?
Oh, I just want to answer a question that got asked in the chat there. 80 Gaming was asking before COVID times, were airsoft traps allowed, like mines and claymores and stuff? Yes, it was allowed. You just had to check with the staff. Um,
Um, well, I think it's allowed in his sense, like when he's talking about traps, like claymores and stuff like that, right?
mhm.
Because
Yep,
it's
they were allowed.
shooting.
Yes, they are allowed
They
still, I
well,
believe.
they
Yeah,
were allowed, I believe, at the moment, just because we're trying to avoid people
touching
touching other
stuff. Yep.
people's stuff, or and I get it. All of a sudden someone gets outed by a grenade and they want to be super friendly and say, "Hey, man, really nice shot, like good throw, something like that," and they give their grenade back or something like that. We're
Right.
trying to take that out. So I believe at the moment it's not happening.
Yep. Damn COVID.
Damn
Well,
COVID.
but he is saying non-COVID times. So you're putting it in COVID context. He
Well,
is asking
yeah,
about non-COVID.
Oh yeah, no, they're allowed.
I said before COVID, yeah, it was fine. You just had to let staff know or
Just
something.
make sure you don't place, like if you're putting like a trip mine or something like that, don't have it so that it trips the player, right? Just
Yeah.
make sure when you're putting a line out, it's not gonna snag someone and then trip.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, those are the only warnings that I would say that
I
But
mean,
gets
it's
other
gonna
into
than
be a
it.
that,
long time before we get back there, boys. Okay, so I'm just not giving anyone any false hope. Okay,
Like, don't do any ninja stuff. That's
yeah,
pretty much
dude,
it.
like this one time, this guy he climbed up mines, fell right through mines like a movie.
You know,
Okay,
they're not allowed to do ninjas. Like, you're not
well,
allowed.
that's why they're not allowed to do ninja stuff because of this guy. Okay, so this guy decided that he was going on a flanking mission, thought it was cool. He's gonna
That's
get this
dumb.
high observation point, right? Just boom. Oh my god, I'm gonna climb up on top of mines and I'll have
Yeah,
this
but
Overwatch spot.
didn't they
Climbs up.
read the rules? Didn't they read the safety
Apparently
speech?
didn't listen to the rules. Didn't
Then
And next thing you know, this guy just help me
like
like that, and just stuck.
what? No,
Yeah,
that's
like a movie, man.
dumb.
This guy's legs dangling there. I came around the corner. This guy's just hanging from mines. I'm like, what in the hell? Like, I had
Did
to
you
shoot
help?
him, make
What?
sure
You
he's dead.
shot him? Why?
Well, I had to make sure he was dead, and then I decided to help him.
What? Okay, so did this guy like climbed up the like? Are we talking about like the walls of the mines or just
The outside, yeah. This is a
like on
movie set,
top?
guys. So yeah, exactly. He climbed on top of the foam movie set and decided to just go help me. Like,
Wow. So okay, so that's
yeah.
yeah. So like no ninja
That's
stuff. Like
why
this is a
that's why
reminder,
we
guys.
added no ninja stuff.
Yeah. Wait, added? You mean this was
Yeah, we had
before?
to add that before it wasn't there.
So this guy basically made it so that we can't jump and run
Well, I mean,
and
you couldn't before, but now we had to re-emphasize the whole like no running, no dolphin diving, no jumping. Like, like come on, guys, this is airsoft. And then this guy decided to climb up mines
how long ago was this?
a year ago, maybe two.
Oh, I thought this was recent. Jeez. Okay.
Mm, I I don't know. I mean, he'd have a better idea because it was probably a traumatic experience. Like,
Yeah, you shot him. That's
yeah.
kind of a dick move,
I don't.
honestly.
I don't even think that was the biggest the high point of that adventure. I think it was more of along the lines of when our manager found out, when Elliot found out, he was just like gaslighting him, like, dude, yo, this is the guy who fell through mines. Like,
Wait, it's staff now?
what?
It's staff?
Who said that?
You? You? So
Tack, you seem really quiet down there. Do you want to
No!
elaborate? What's going on?
was it you,
What?
Tack?
What's
What
going on?
What are you talking about?
Huh? You can't hide your face from me. Hey guys, this is Tack. Tack's the guy who fell through mines.
Dude, you carried me for 5 minutes thinking it was a customer. And I
Well,
thought it was recently.
no. I please don't climb
Let's
mines.
be honest, okay? There was scaffolding there, okay, and I took
Doesn't
it too
matter.
far. Yo,
Doesn't matter.
there was
He
scaffolding.
wasn't
there.
supposed to climb mines.
There was.
And this is why you shot him. Now I get it.
Yeah, well, I came around the corner and we were trying to take the mine town over, and it was like me and him. We were on the same team, and then all of a sudden I come around the corner and there's just these two legs just dangling from the mine, and it's like,
Did
he
you
had
know it
all
was
his
him?
Gear. It was all his, like half it, yes and no, because I kind of just like, those are legs. Those are Tack's legs. Like,
Oh my god.
you know.
You caused the no ninja crap rule.
I wouldn't say I caused it. I would say that I got it highlighted.
definitely.
So this is where the no jumping rule and no climbing rule came up.
No, we definitely have always had those rules. So anyone who thinks that we didn't, please understand that you are not listening at the speech in the morning.
Yeah.
This is why it's important to listen to the safety speech.
Even if you've heard it 1,000 times, which is great, because like I understand some of the new staff are a little rusty on breaking down the speech and stuff, but they are trying. They're doing a great.
Right. I had to clear my throat there.
That's what I thought. And
I'm
then
I'm not knocking our own people. I'm just clearing my throat.
yeah, no, I get it. I understand what you're saying. But I also have a really big thank you to all the regulars and then some of the longtime players and stuff like that who have heard it like 10,000 times, but still sit through it, listen, and don't interrupt. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
What are you talking about? This is our briefing period. We're going to discuss where we're going to play and move through the field tactically, okay?
This isn't the sandbox, okay? Like we're
Hey,
not like
he didn't say we didn't say we didn't have to cross the river.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't say
Exactly.
that, which
He didn't
means
say
that
that.
there is a possibility that if
Yeah.
I go around there and go to the back of their spawn,
none of them will see me coming.
yeah, exactly, and it's okay because he didn't say it.
Oh
sweet.
my gosh. Okay, that was a good story to share because I didn't realize that.
Thanks for gaslighting me.
It's gaslighting you would be trying to tell you something that you didn't do or was wrong. Like, no, you did that. You were the guy who climbed up mines.
And what happened to the hole? Did you guys like? Is it still there? I was gonna
I
go by there and like
No.
see
I was.
Oh, you can still tell. You can still tell.
Okay. This is the first time I've heard of it.
This is the face of really, Mac. Really?
Hold on. So when you fell, was it like legs in between like a beam, or was it like just everything fell through and you're just being held by your gear, or
I
what?
was holding onto the scaffolding.
Like that?
Like this.
So was it?
I leaned out too far to try and shoot someone, and I went flip. That's it.
Just drop down.
I'm leaving it at that.
Wow. All right. Well, that's the first time I've heard of that, and that was a great story there, Mac. You basically led me on thinking it was someone else.
Well,
yeah.
I got more. I could tell you lots.
Okay,
Not
so
today.
guys, I think we're gonna end off this.
We're gonna end off the live stream. Yeah.
Yeah. On that story there. Thanks, Mac.
Well, it's cool. I got more of you. I got more of other people. I'm sure people got some of me.
We'll save that. We'll save that for later. All right. Well, hopefully you guys like us live streaming it.
Mhm.
I think in
Well-
future, if you see us live stream it, that means we screwed up on the Thursday recording.
We Roganed it.
Don't-
We
don't-
Roganed it.
don't say that,
Exclusively on
boy.
Spotify. Like, no.
So we just like to thank everyone who is here in live stream, sitting through, listening to us, and asking us questions in the chat there. We're coming to the end of our live stream here.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, this has been episode 25 of the Panther Airsoft Folding Table Talk about winter. Winter is coming.
It will be coming in the 21st, I believe. So
Mhm.
there you go.
You can catch us on Spotify, iTunes,
Google Podcasts,
Google
and as well as
Podcasts,
YouTube
and YouTube.
and wherever else this podcast goes. I don't know. It goes around the world at this point. So
Mhm.
Podcast stuff. Yeah.
podcasts. All right. This is Poet.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. And we got whoever wants to go.
This is Tack. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Look at him catching it on the fly. And this is
And-
Mac, guys. Thanks for sitting through us, and catch us next time.
Goodbye. And this is for the Spotify folks. Thank you.